Today we're going to be working on our subject-verb agreement, and we're going to do that through our connecting to writing. If you take a look at the worksheet that I have right here, we're going to proofread. You know how important proofreading is to our writing, so that way you can go back and find anything and fix it. We're going to edit. It is Monday morning, so I have a new hat for you. Yep, this is Miss W's floppy hat. I like to wear it outside when I'm working in the garden or taking my dog for a walk, something like that. You can see it's really nice and sunny outside today. So here we go. We're going to proofread and we're going to pay special attention to the endings of these verbs because that's probably where our spelling is going to go awry. And they are not agreeing. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the examples that they give us right here. If we have a singular subject, okay, we need to add an SES onto the end of the verb. Take a look at this one right here. The Native American chief leads. The subject is chief. So if the chief is our subject, it's only one, just one chief, he leads, we have to add that S. For example, if it's a plural, chiefs, if it's more than one chief, it's two or more, they lead. Our S is actually right here on the plural subject. We don't need another S at the end of the verb. Okay? Take a look at the next one. He mixes an herb as medicine. I already have it underlined. He is the subject of the sentence. What does he do? Our verb is mixes. And so then you can see right here that we need to add the ES onto the end. Here's the plural. They mix herbs as medicine. They is plural, more than one person, right? So we do not have to add anything to the end of our verb. They mix. The chief thinks about his people. What's our subject? I'm going to underline it. What's our subject? Chief. It's only one chief. So he thinks about his people. The verb must have an S on the end of a singular subject. Chiefs think about their people. What is the subject of the sentence? Chiefs. It's two or more chiefs, so it's plural. Do we need to add it to the end of the verb? No, we do not. Chiefs think. He works for a solution. He is a singular subject. Our verb is works. It does have an S on the end of that. So that is correct. The plural, they work for a solution. They is plural. Do we need to add an S or an ES on the end of our verb? No, we do not. They work for a solution. Okay, let's take a look at our paragraph. I'm going to scooch this up a little bit. Take a look at our paragraph here. We're going to proofread this paragraph, and then it's asking us to underline 5 errors. There's 5 things that are not correct in this paragraph. I'm going to read it first and then go back and choose my answers. The chief of the Native American group knows it is time to move. The land lacks the food needed for their people. It is time to go south. The women carries the things they want to bring. Some men on horses searches for a place to stay. They find a wonderful place by the river. The children rushes to get there first. Everyone enjoys the new area. A horse splashed through the river water. Everyone smiles for the first time in a long time. Let's take a look at our paragraph. I'm going to read the first sentence and let's see if something doesn't agree. Let's find our subject and then let's check it out. The chief of the Native American group knows it is time to move. What is the subject of this sentence? The chief of the Native American group. We're talking about the chief. What does the chief do? Is chief singular or plural? It's singular. One chief. We're talking just about one. The chief what? He knows. Okay? He knows. If we have singular, do we add that S on there? Yes, we do. Just like that. So this one is correct. The chief of the Native American group knows it is time to move. Let's take a look at the next sentence, see if that one agrees. The land lack the food needed for their people. Say that one out loud. The land lack the food needed for their people. Is that a little hard to say? It kind of is for me. I keep wanting to do something else. What are we talking about? Our subject is, yes, the land. That is our subject, okay? So the land, what? Are we just talking about one house or are we talking about something that's larger than that? It's very much larger than that. So land, we're talking about the land. Here we need to go ahead and add in our S. The land lacks the food needed for their people. Okay? So I'm going to write that right down here. The land lacks, we have to have that S on the end, the food needed for their people. What I'd like for you to do now is to go ahead and just go through the rest. There's number 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's only 5 errors in there, okay? So make sure that you're double checking, find the subject, and then figure out whether you need to add the S-E-S. If it's plural, you're going to add nothing because we already have it on the subject, okay? Have a look at the next 4 you can do all by yourself. Bye.